What is going on YouTube? Hit it back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we have to talk about XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. We're also going to be going over our crypto coin display giveaway winner, as I have forgotten a few times this week to actually tell you guys we're still doing the crypto coin display giveaway. Well, it is Sunday, and we are going to be picking the winner from this week's comments and seeing who's the lucky guy that I will be shipping this out to, or girl to be shipping this out to. So stay tuned. If you have entered this in any of my videos of last week, I will be doing the drawing later on today. More importantly, what we're going to be looking at today, specifically within these cryptocurrencies, is the fact that we are still starting to develop a massive descending triangle within XRP. As you can see, clear price bottom, clear price resistance up top here. Honestly, we've been looking for, times to buy into XRP, and it hasn't shown us any, real support or resistance, or just a technical indicator that would allow us to buy in on a conservative scale and leverage to the upside here. Obviously, on the long-term side of things, there is a big play to be made once we complete this gap and fill in this gap here, but this takes a long time to fill. We have about probably like 4 months left to fill in this gap here, as we've been in what could be a year now of trading inside this descending triangle and creating this descending triangle here. But we have about 4 months left to decide where we're going to be moving to, what we're going to be doing. But right now, in the interim, we're going to look short term, see if there's any plays to be made, as markets can still clearly bounce up and down until we do decide to fill in the gap here. But leading up to that, we do have some time left to see if there's any possible trades on XRP. Honestly, it's been very difficult to trade XRP in the past couple of weeks, as we've been pretty much floating at the top here, but I will talk a little bit more about this later on in today's video. As for Ethereum, we have developed that there is a bottom support clearly being held at about $24.55 or $2,500, maybe $25.55, trending sideways, that we have not been able to break since mid to end of February. You can see February 21st trading sideways almost every single day. Yes, we floated up higher here, but bottom support is clearly at about 2,500, which is interesting. I didn't think there would be a support here. So we have to look at Ethereum with that. Bitcoin, we have to look at the fact that we're still trending sideways for the most part. We did get rejected recently off the top moving average here, which was a good short opportunity. And I did say, if you guys did enter that trade, congrats, because that was a big short position here. After we were expecting to see rejection from this top resistance, a short would have been, an appropriate trade to make on the way down here. But now we're trying to decide, hey, is it worth it? If you guys have entered a short position on here, keep your stop losses tight, as you may be able to enter another trade soon, or just continue to short this if we do decide to dip lower. But we'll talk more about that later on today. And then the S&P 500, which doesn't open until tomorrow, but in the time being, you can see we are forming what could be a bearish cross, what is a bearish cross on the daily moving averages here. And you can see we are still creating lower lows and lower highs, which isn't a good thing. But you can see we're getting sandwiched on the support here, which has been on the support since late, I'd say, late July here of 2021, and we've been using this as a means to kind of hold the price above. But very soon, I'd say probably this week, we're going to have to decide whether or not we're going to hold above this support or break below it. Either way, we'll be entering a good trade very soon. I've pretty much hoarded a bunch of cash ready to buy into the S&P. If and when we do decide to dip lower, I'm hoping to get some lower levels to basically dollar cost average my trades here and get, a lower cost basis. But we'll see how this plays out coming Monday here. With that being said, guys, today's video is brought to us by Valor Coin. As you guys can see, Valor Coin is the first crypto ecosystem to combine the thrill of combat sports, NFTs, and the metaverse, and the value of digital collectibles on the Binance blockchain. Created by Ken Shamrock, which I believe is very similar to UFC fighting. He created his own endeavor within, the fighting business here, which is really cool. But he's bringing even more things to the market, which is really cool inside the metaverse and cryptocurrency and NFTs. So super cool. I always like to see what people do with their own cryptos and how they create utility around them. So more information about Valor Coin here will be at the end of today's video. Definitely stick around, check it out, because I do think it's a really cool project. So guys, more information about VALORSPORT coin will be at the end of today's video, so definitely stay tuned for that. With that being said, definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. So guys, as you know, today is Sunday. Time to give the crypto coin ticker display away. We'll be picking one lucky winner. I already did the drawing here. You can see, let me just pull this up, that we did. I picked one of my random videos from last week, one with the most comments specifically. I filtered duplicate users, and the winner for this week is Russell Mumford. Russell Mumford, if you're watching this, make sure to send me an email at cryptotvofficial@gmail.com. You can find it in the description down below. Send me an email, say that you're the winner. I just need proof that this is your account. So send me on your YouTube channel that Russell Mumford is your YouTube channel so that I know. You can see if I click this, it should populate. Yeah, this is your account here. So just screenshot this and send it to me that you're on the other side, that you have access to this channel so I know. Send me your address as well as phone number, and I'll get this thing shipped out ASAP. With that all being said, diving into today's video, I guess we'll start off with XRP specifically. You guys know that there is a major, descending triangle that's been forming on the coin. It's been taking a very long time, ideally, realistically, 47 bars, which is, week per bar. It's about 330 days here. And this might not end until, I'd say, 66 bars or 462 days. We do have, a few months left, though. I mean, it's short term compared to the grand scheme of things here, but about 19 bars left to complete this descending triangle. But short term, you guys can see we are trending inside this moving average. I'd like to think that we hit a low. I'd like to think we're not going to be seeing XRP really go below the 59-cent support level for a very long time. We've been using this means as a support for, the length of XRP since November of 2020. So it's ideally used as a means of support, and when's the next time to buy in? It's been the most difficult question to answer. And honestly, I've been avoiding the question because it doesn't look like we have a good support. We're trading directly sideways inside a descending triangle that lowers its top resistance, and the bottom support stays the same. But as it lowers its top resistance, there's not much room to trade on the upside here unless we bottom off here. So ideally, what I'm looking for is just some more room and growth to leverage this coin. I don't know if we're going to break up. I don't know if we're going to break down short term because we're trending sideways and there's no indicators that would scream otherwise here. Yes, we've been rejected consistently off this daily moving average here, but I wouldn't buy into the coin until we see prices maybe fall back down to 59 cents. At least this way I know, hey, we're either going to have a big run to the upside here, or B, we're going to have a big drop to the downside here, and at least we'll be able to do that when we see the prices kind of free float on this support here. It will allow us and give us the opportunity to buy in long or buy in at short, because there will be a ton of volume that comes when we see this, hit this bottom support here, unlike where we're trading today. Trading today, we can slowly but surely come up, we can go down. It's not really seeing much of a movement, which means it's not really a good, viable, option to trade around with. It just doesn't make sense. I wouldn't really want to play around with a coin that's just trading sideways. It's not something I like to mess with until I get confirmation or there's some sort of indicator that would scream, hey, we're coming close to a gap here, maybe we should buy in. Right now, the price of XRP is floating sideways. We are getting rejected clearly off resistance, but we've managed to slowly lower ourselves down to about 47 on the RSI. So something is coming. There's a chance. If I was just to make some assumptions here, I would maybe think, hey, S&P, if we break bearish, would influence Bitcoin and the rest of the cryptos to see a dump lower with expectations of this dipping lower here. So I don't know, but I guess we'll move on to Bitcoin and these other cryptos to kind of see. Same thing applies with Bitcoin here. It's interesting. The only viable trade that we had was when we were retesting this top resistance here. We knew wholeheartedly that we'd probably see a break to the downside here. We didn't enter a trade, but I did say, hey, if you want to play it a little more aggressive, you could buy in and expect to leverage this to the downside here, as we're probably going to dip lower. Rejection has consistently happened off this top moving average here. We've clearly had a resistance here that typically tends to break bearish here. There is a support though. You can see where we kind of had our double bottom. This is where we kind of humped down. You can see in the double top formation, I guess these are the two heads. This is the neckline, I believe. But regardless, we did break bearish and we did correct lower, and we are consistently doing that now. Again, not a good time to be buying into this coin. I wouldn't recommend buying in. I'm still just waiting for markets to do something before I can, put my money back into it here. So I'm just waiting patiently. Obviously, if you entered a trade here, keep your stop losses tight. There's a chance that we could see a dip lower here, but it all, I think, is now going to depend on the S&P 500. You could see with Ethereum here, we now have moved and migrated all the way back down to this bottom support. Once again, trending sideways, moving sideways. It's been at this level for quite some time now. If we break through this support though, however, I do believe we will see a pretty substantial dip, which would then influence XRP to see a dip. Bitcoin could potentially dip. So I think everything relies heavily on the S&P. This has been the only indicator that I've seen that could give us some insight on how the markets could move. As we know, the past couple of months, the S&P has been directly correlated with crypto, or vice versa. Bitcoin and crypto has been directly correlated with the S&P. So depending on how the S&P moves, we'll probably see Bitcoin and cryptocurrency do the same thing. Now, what I'm noticing here is the S&P is creating a lower high formation. clear as day, and we're creating lower lows, lower highs and lower lows. In this resistance up top here, let me just draw that in for you. Resistance here, we just had a bearish cross. This is a really negative sign. We haven't seen a bearish cross on the S&P since, it's been a while now, bear with. Since right here, March of 2020, we had a first bearish cross. When this crossed, we had the, pandemic drop. This is the first time since then that we're now seeing that happen, which means I'm leaning more towards this target zone of correction to the downside here. That's what I expect to happen. So that's why I've been hoarding and stockpiling cash, getting ready for these markets to drop. If and when we see S&P drop all the way down, that's when I'll be putting a lot of money into the markets here, as well as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. If we fall and Bitcoin falls to 30K, 25K, these are extremely low levels, which is crazy to say considering 2017, 20K was the all-time high. We moved to 3K. But I just think long-term scale here, we're entering what could be a crypto bear market, a crypto winter, and it does open some opportunities for long-term holders to buy in, especially with the S&P 500 too. So when we see this continue to drop, which, I do want to spread FUD, but there's a big chance that the S&P in the next coming days, we have like 3 or 4 days left to complete this gap here. We could break this support with expectations of seeing a dip back down to February lows, which would be another key buying opportunity. And then with expectations of dipping even lower down to our 17 to 20% drop, that's where I think the bottom would be, but that would be the ideal time to, stockpile and buy these low dips with anticipation of markets to swing back up. Typically, when markets do take a 10 to 20% drop, they end up, closing the year off in a positive. So it's something to think about here that these are good opportunities to buy in. With that all being said, guys, I do want to talk more about Valor Sport with you. I want to give a huge shout out to Valor Sport for sponsoring today's episode. As with all cryptocurrency projects, please do your own research and never invest anything you can't afford to lose. So guys, legendary UFC and wrestling champion and Hall of Famer Ken Shamrock launched Valor Sports Coin on the Binance blockchain. Ken actually started Valor Bare Knuckle as a fighter for fighters promotion, but created Valor Sports to support all sports athletes, in part through direct engagement with their fans and the crypto world. Now, Valor Sport Coin is a reward token paying BNB rewards to its holders and already has partnerships with Greed, TCG World, and Wall Street Bets. Now, the world saw the power of the people when Wall Street Bets and their community championed AMC and GameStop stocks against the Wall Street hedge funds. Now they see the value of Valor Sports, Greed, and TCG in the metaverse and the crypto world and are backing them in an exclusive strategic partnership. Now, the Greed team has built the contract, helped deploy the launch from the Greed launchpad, and is leveraging the Greed Vault as a staking platform. Additionally, Valor Sports Coin will be utilizing the Greed NFT marketplace, which is the first NFT site that can guarantee the artists will never lose their royalties. Also, guys, Greed Music has been recording artists and is building an amphitheater as well as galleries in Decentraland to showcase NFTs. Valor will also be able to live stream their fights and utilize Greed's metaverse ecosystem for their NFTs as well. Now, Greed's lead developer, Captain Awesome, has been working closely with Valor Sport Coin with their technology and building strategic partnerships. So don't be surprised if there is a collaboration with Greed Music's Grammy Award-winning producers, Cool and Dre, or performances by their recording artists at the fights live in the metaverse. Now, the TCG World partnership allows for the Valor Sports metaverse build to tie every utility together in the Valor Sport ecosystem with much room to spare for their forward-looking projects. Now, Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney says the metaverse is a multi-trillion-dollar company, and Valor Sports will be providing a high-tech multi-sports arena to showcase NFTs for all their athletes while incorporating crypto sports games and beyond. Now, Ken Shamrock's Valor Bare Knuckle will have the bout circle reproduced inside the Roman Coliseum, where if your avatar dares to step in a circle, you better be prepared to fight your way out. Now, what better way to showcase Hall of Fame wrestler and UFC champion Ken Shamrock's career than inside a lion-shaped building to represent the Lion's Den? Now, the Lion's Den was the first fight club ever and was created by the world's most dangerous man himself. In recent days, Dana White was seen saying that if you don't like how the UFC pays their fighters, then go start your own league. Challenge accepted, and that's the inspiration behind Valor Bare Knuckle. And Ken created it to give the fans exactly what they were looking for while protecting the fighters. Stand them up was a common theme throughout his career, so with Valor Bare Knuckle, there's no grappling, no clinching, no takedowns, no ropes and or cages, or anything impeding your view of the bout circle. Now, Valor Bare Knuckle and its unique rule set will produce faster and more exciting fights and is the future for true bare knuckle boxing. So guys, for more information about Valor Sport and their token, definitely make sure to check out the links in the description of today's video. Once again, huge shout out to Valor Sport for sponsoring today's episode. As always, make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.